Hi, this is Tom. Welcome to my channel. I'm excited to share something with you that I've been working on for quite a long time, a number of weeks. And I finally had an idea to make what I wanted to do work that's very easy. And I've had this sort of thing happen before where I'm, t- I'm talking about working with ChatGPT to do Midjourney prompts, that things can be really, really difficult. But if you can think of the right kind of way to go about it, it can be really simple. So that's what I want to share with you today. Is it's an idea of adding options to a script. That's the general idea. And first, I'll start out just showing some images that were created using the technique that I'll show. So um, these are all 5-word prompts, which you can see off to the right. Let me remove myself. Um, okay, maybe I'll put myself back later. Um, okay, but I don't want to get in the way of the images. So these are just some example images that I ran from Midjourney based on the prompts. And well, just got a few more to show. All right, and I guess let me leave it on this first one because kind of like, yeah, this is a real nice one. Okay, so let me explain in more detail the overall concept. So the idea is that I have a script that has three options, and uh, the options are trying to see if it gives a good explanation of yeah, right here. All right. So these are the three options. Option one is to generate three Midjourney prompts based on the uploaded image. The first prompt closely resembles the image, while the next to explore related subjects. Each prompt follows a specific structure, providing a consistent style and format. And actually, all three of the options are like that, but they have different instructions for how the prompts are constructed. So um, the basic concept is you upload an image and then you choose an option. And the image gives ChatGPT um, sort of the starting point of what to base the prompts on. And then there is a structure for the prompt. And that can be done in different ways. And the way the first one is done is it has an art style that could be like Impressionism, and then it has a medium like oil painting, then the subject, and then descriptive elements. And the second option is the same, except that it also includes a an artist like Monet or somebody. And then the third one is different. The third one, the idea is that you have five words like golden hour, silhouette, and then there's a wild card word, musician, and guitar. So the wild card word can be anything that ChatGPT wants it to be. Okay. And the way that these modules were generated is I give it an example prompt and then it writes out the module. So I'll give an example here. I'll just come up here and uh, here, right here. So I said, let's create module 3. Here's the prompt to use. Golden hour, silhouette, wildcard word, musician, guitar. And then I explained to it that the wildcard word is any word of your choosing. The wildcard word can be two words that represent an idea, but not a prepositional phrase, just a word or two. Okay, so I gave it this instructions, and then it created this module. This is module 3. So before I told it that, there were 2 modules, and I just added module 2. So this was option module 1. This is 2, and then I just added 3. Option module 3. So the idea is that I just give it a prompt as an example, and then based on that prompt, it creates this option module, and then the option module has instructions about how to make Midjourney prompts for that module. So I wanted to have a way, the basic idea, I'll turn me back on again, so you can watch me gesture as I'm speaking. All right, here we go. Okay, so the idea of the script is that you give it the script and then it prompts the user for an image. The user gives it an image, and then the script, ChatGPT, will prompt the user for an option. And so right now there's 3 options. So I'll say 1, 2, or 3, and then it will produce Midjourney prompts that are based on the instructions for that kind of prompt, what you just described. So for example, the one we just did was a 5-word prompt. And then it will do a combination of looking at the image and the structure of the prompt in order to give you 3 Midjourney prompts. And what I wanted to do is to be able to add these modules. And for a while, I was working on trying to have it write a script that would like create these modules, where I would, explain, different Midjourney prompts. And what happened was I was explaining to it, how to do the module, when it occurred to me, hey, I can just write the instructions myself. I know what, I know what I wanted to do. I wanted to just, well, I can show you the instructions I gave it. So it made it just a lot simpler. This is a really simple thing to do, and this should work for any sort of script that you have that follows the same sort of structure, where you have some concept that you want to have ChatGPT do, and then you want to add options to it. You can use the same sort of framework. So up here, I'll show you where I started here. All right. So here, at first I just had one option. So I had a shell, what I call it, a shell to start with. So the shell has all the instructions to one. I'll go ahead and show that. Why not go ahead and show that? All right. So the shell has the framework for the script and one option to start with. And I thought that this would be a good way of doing it. So right here, I've got shell. All right. Once it has the basic framework and an example option module, I'm calling it an option module. So it's the instructions for how to do that option. This one actually just has a shell. I don't even have the first option. And so it starts out saying, I can make this bigger. I guess I don't even have to highlight that, but I can. So let's see. So font size, largest. All right, there. That should be a lot easier to read. Okay, so it says begin the session by outputting the user manual, which will be explained at the end of the instructions. After reading the user manual, the user should be prompted to upload an image. The user will upload an image, after which prompt them to choose an option. Okay, so I haven't put in the option yet here. And then interaction point. Image uploaded, please choose an option for how you would like to proceed. So the idea here is to have a way that the prompt can continue. So rather than just have it go through once, it does one thing. I wanted it to the user to be able to continuously load more options and load more images and choose options and use the script as long as you want it. So that's what this interaction point does. Then provide instructions for processing based on the user's option selection. These are where the option modules go. And then after presenting the prompts, ask the user if they'd like to upload another image and return to the interaction point to allow the user to make a new selection. So that's what's making the looping mechanism work. And then here is the option manual. So I didn't want to actually type out a user manual because I would have to update that each time. So basically all this is doing here is telling ChatGPT to kind of analyze the script, because it's able to do that, and say, like, how does it work, and just explain how it works. So it builds the user manual on the fly each time. So this doesn't have to be updated. And then this is just telling it to start the application. So this is the shell. So the shell never changes. All it changes is I add in option modules. And then I found it was easier to make work. It actually took some bit of work to get the first option to work and to be able to continue to process and use it. But once that worked, I was able to add the second option, no problem. And so I'll go back to the session I was having with it. Okay, so I was here, and I told it I wanted to do option one, and there was only one option. So it did that. And then I had this idea that I'm sharing with you now, which was, I said, create an option module 2, which is just like option 1, except the example prompt is this. So I gave it a very similar prompt to what I had, but I added an artist. The first one didn't have an artist. That's the only difference between these two. And then the idea is I'll add this new option module to the script, and there will be 2 options to choose from. Okay, so they came up with this, which wasn't quite right. And that was because I hadn't been explicit enough in my instructions. So then I corrected that, and I said, create an option module tool, which is just like option module 1, except the exact prompt is this. I gave it this new prompt. The idea is I'll add this new option module to the script, and there will be 2 options for it to choose from. And then this is the key sentence here that made this work. I said it should include the same verbiage as much as possible, such as the instructions about when and where to output. Okay, so this was the thing I had trouble getting to work. Actually took quite a lot of time, which was ChatGPT is very chatty, so it likes to output stuff, and it kept wanting to output the instructions, which were for itself, on how to make the Midjourney prompts. It's like, no, I just want the Midjourney prompts. I don't want anything else. And even though I told it, all I want is the Midjourney prompts, I don't want it was still outputting everything. And so what I did was I just put in for each part, don't output this, don't output this. This you can output, don't output this. And that worked. It got the output to work. But when I said for it to, make the new option 2, it didn't realize the importance of all of this stuff because it doesn't know what it has trouble doing. And so I added that key sentence which said, make it as close to this as you can, except for, the instructions for the prompt are the same. So it did that. And the cool thing is it worked perfectly. That was great. All I did was I had a shell with one option in it. I just added this option module, put it in it, and ran it. And then I was able to do it with the second option, and then that worked. And I did the same thing for option three, and then that also worked. So um, I think what I'll do is I have a blog which I I'll write it out here. So I have a blog that's this one here that I've been outputting uh, scripts to. So I have two scripts and I have two blogs that talk about these scripts. So the video before one talks about this script, which is here, which is one that I think it has a number of options, 5 or 6 options. And anyway, I have another video that talks about this one, which is fully complete. But I had this new idea where I wanted to be able to add options so that anybody could come up uh, with their own ideas and add them into it. And so the URL for this is right here. So I'll show this in big text so it's easy to see. Um, all right. So while I'm trying to get this, I want to explain to make really clear that how this works is, uh, I mean, it's really cool because I've been doing this sort of thing for quite a long time, which is I'll find a prompt that I like, and then I'll use that as the basis for other prompts. I think that's a really good technique. You find some prompt that gives you images that you like, and then use that to make more prompts. Okay, so here is the URL where I will put. I'm going to put the shell. So the shell will have um, the framework that you need, and it will have one option. And I will also put the instructions for how to make a second option on there. I'll do that as two different blog posts. And what I wanted to explain is that what you can do is you can go to Midjourney, okay, and you can find some prompt that you like. So let me go to Explore. Uh, that's a bit, okay, here's one. So I'll go copy prompt, okay, and then I could go to uh, my session, all right, and then I'll say, um, let's see, I'm just looking at what I said last time. Well, okay, oh, here's another thing that's really cool. Um, those explicit instructions for number two, I told you that I had to do it twice to get it to work right. Okay, once I got that to work right for module three, I didn't repeat those instructions. All I said is, let's create a module three. Here's a prompt to use. So I'll do the same thing here. I'll say, let's create a module 4. Here's the prompt to use. Okay, like that. Okay, now I don't want it to have the uh, the dash dash parameters stuff there. I like to handle that separately. So Um, I'll just put that aside. I, I'm sorry, this is responding so slowly. Um, I'm sure it has nothing to do with my having 30 different things open. All right, so here we go. All right, so I'll just park that there for the moment. All right, come back here and all right. So once it had the idea in its context window, so it knows what it's doing, that it's as simple as what I just did there. It's just let's create a module 4. Here's a prompt to use. That's it, and then it will uh, output an option module 4, and all I need to do. I'm not going to do this uh, for the video here. Because it would be a little tedious, I think. But all I do is just copy and paste this new module 4. And so this is extra stuff that it wrote. But it would be this part here. All right. So I would just copy and paste this into my existing script right after the end of option 3, which is closure of the module, don't output this. And then I'd have this new option to do the prompts on. So I think that's a, a really cool concept to use. Um, and it'll do the same thing where you load an image, and then it looks at the image to get the inspiration for the subject and the mood and the tone of the prompts, and then uses the structure of the prompt to create the prompt. And so this prompt that I gave it was, this, well, you can read through to see how it chose to implement this. It's I find that almost all the time it does a nice job with it. You might want to tweak it a bit, but I didn't tweak the ones I showed you. The option module 2, the option module 3, I just plugged them right in, and and it worked. And it showed that I showed you the images for option 3 to start out the video, and those worked right off the bat. So um, hopefully I explained that clearly enough. And so to end, I guess this video, once again, I guess I'll just come up here to uh, the post that shows the URL where I will be posting I'll post the shell. Oh, I did want to say one other thing. So the other thing that I wanted to say was that I chose a structure where you can upload an image and then do the prompt, but you could do this just based on prompts. And in fact, I think I'll do one like that. That should be even simpler. So I'll make another video that talks about that. But you could just look at the script that I'll um, upload, and you could adopt it to do that. But I think I'll do that myself. And also another one that I want to do is one that you upload an image and a style code. That should be really cool to do. Okay, so I'll put the information. I'll put the shell on the site, the blog, as a blog post, and also I'll put the prompt that the precise one for option 2. And so then you can use whatever you want for the actual Midjourney prompt for the example, and copy the prompt in there. So you'll need to have 2 things ready for it. One is an image to upload, and then the other is an example prompt to use. And then it'll put those together, and it'll come up with a module 2 for that. And you can add as many modules as you want using that idea. And again, once you do the second one, When you want to do the third module or any additional ones, it's as simple as what I showed, because once it knows what to do, uh, that's a great thing about this technology. Once it knows what to do, it's just as simple as say, let's create an option module 3. Here's the prompt I want you to use. It'll create the option module, and you just keep plugging in as many option modules as you want. Well, thanks for watching my video.